editing this. So yes, I'm Callum from DX Commander in England. I really genuinely wanted to be there today with you, but logistics and time have blown that away. I'm sorry. I hope this MP3 will be suffice. Now, my channel, DX Commander, was originally started, and I'm sure some of you already know this story, to document an antenna that I had designed, the original DX Commander, all-band vertical. The concept was a little bit different from the norm, and I thought I really needed a couple of videos online that I could refer people to so they understood the product and how to put it together. Now, I guess that was maybe 2 years ago now, and the real fun starts from that first subscriber asks a question. I loved that engagement I had with my new friends, and it's just snowballed from there. Running a YouTube channel in such a small world niche is interesting, in that many of you are probably subscribers and fans of all the panelists here, but I worked out pretty fast that the community was quite small, but really warm. I wonder if there's more than 100,000 ham radio ops, even on YouTube. You know, we're all micro channels within the YouTube spectrum. But what is strange about YouTube, well, I found this, is that there's less jerks on YouTube than there is on QRZ and EHAM forums. I mean, hell, if you want an argument fast, log into EHAM or QRZ and ask a question. But not so YouTube. Strangely, folks seem to have much more of a community spirit. So I thank you all out there for keeping that community spirit alive. It really is down to you. Hey, before I go, here's two stats just for fun. Almost 50% of my views are from the USA. Yay! Thank you, guys. But very few ladies. I mean, very few ladies. So either that means I'm not very attractive to ladies, or ladies don't like the hobby, or maybe both. Interesting debate for you. But don't let me hold you up. Thanks, Kevin, for dragging me along. And take care, guys. And remember, enjoy your radio. That's Callum M0 MCX DX Commander, signing clear, and 73. Bye-bye.
And thanks, Callum, for doing that. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'll start, and then we'll just hand the mic down and let everybody introduce themselves to you and tell you a little bit about their channels. I started a YouTube channel for family stuff years and years ago. And then eventually a friend of mine said, well, you know, you do all of these little experiments and projects with ham radio, you should start putting some of that in there. And I started doing that, and views really picked up, and I started to gain subscribers, and it just snowballed from there. And I'm still doing that today, and I really enjoy it. And I really enjoy the comments, threads. I get really great comments and interaction with people and suggestions, and so that's what I'm doing with YouTube. My stuff is all experimental, mostly 3D printing and electronics, as well as mostly ham radio and antenna stuff. And I do get beat up a lot on antennas. If you're ever lost in the woods and you don't think you're going to find your way home, lay out some wire and start building an antennas, and 2 or 3 hams are going to come up and say, you know, you need to put an insulator there, and you find your way out. Just follow that. So that's my channel. That's what I do, and so far I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm Kevin Loffitt. My call is KB9RLW. You can search YouTube for that call if you haven't seen my channel, and you'll find me right away. And for those of you that do watch and are subscribers, thank you. I do really appreciate it. And now to my left, we have Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
Hi guys, I'm Bob, K6UDA from the K6UDA radio show on YouTube. And got a couple of personal friends, local guys, traveling with me here. Whatever. My YouTube channel is a little tiny bit different, and in that I kind of started this thing as a lesson in filmmaking, and I wanted to learn how to make videos, and entertaining videos. Why is beeping at me? Okay. I wanted to learn how to make entertaining videos, so I thought, wow, if I could make ham radio videos interesting for non-hams, I could do anything. I'm Cecil B. DeMille, man. hams, guys that want to be hams, or just maybe considered it once and then walked away. Getting them interested enough to get their license and kind of explain, you know, how things work in terms that I could understand. And I come from a non-technical world. Unlike everybody else up here, these guys are all smart. I'm not. So that's my deal, and I am glad to be here. This place is a blast. This is my fifth year coming here, and just love it. So I'm gonna pass it down. Okay, next up, Randy, K7HE, who actually, this is the guy who got me started making videos.
Hi there, yeah, I K7HE Randy. I started playing around with YouTube about a year after YouTube was formed. I just checked, it went on the air February of 2005. I think I made my first video about September of 2006. I was headed off to Beijing for a broadcast show, and when you travel around the world, you end up in these weird time zones, so you kind of take stuff along maybe to do at 3 o'clock in the morning. So kind of on my way out the door, I grabbed my camera and shot a bunch of stuff in my ham shack, and went to Beijing at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't sleep, so I plugged the PMCIA FireWire card into my laptop, plugged the video camera in, and Movie Maker just popped open. I had no idea that was even on the computer, and it said, "Would you like to ingest your media?" Yeah, I hit OK, and the tape ran back and played in, and it copied all the clips into the camera, into the laptop, and so I edited it together, and I got 200-300 views. So I thought, oh, there's some hams out there watching this stuff. I think the only other one that I really remember doing ham stuff back then was George Thomas and Tommy, the guys from Amateur Logic. So I started doing videos of me operating, working DX, and I would edit in a map and stuff like that and show what's going on. And then one day I did a video on how to get on PSK 31. So we went from a couple hundred viewers to now viewer counts up in the 10,000. So I thought, this is a great training thing. So did a whole bunch on PSK 31. Probably my most popular ham video is where I show people how to build a quarter wave ground plane antenna. Something that a lot of us just take for granted, but it's helped getting a lot of people on. So I kind of do training or educational things, or things that are interesting to me. I've just now started to release a whole series of videos about building my antenna and tower project in my new home on the southern Oregon coast. So I've got videos showing the guys digging a hole and putting concrete in, and pretty soon you're going to see me using the slime to get the coaxes through the conduit. So we go through peaks and valleys. There's been times in the hole since 2006 I put a lot out, and other times not very many. So hopefully I'm coming back up out of the slump there. So that's what I do. How many people here have watched, seen my stuff? Yeah, okay, thank you, thank you. Jerry. Does Jerry need an introduction? No.
Hi, I'm Jerry Ellsworth. My channel is not very creative as far as the name goes, Jerry Ellsworth. And I got my start, I was working at a company called New Tech that originally made the video toaster in the 90s, and I was hired to... Amiga! Yeah, someone yelled out. I was hired to build their TriCaster system, or part of it, which is a box that streams video out to the internet. In the mid-2000s, it was really difficult to stream video out to the internet. You couldn't just do it through your iPhone live and troll your YouTube people. So I worked on this box, we got the first units going, and I'm like, well, I should figure out what this video streaming stuff is all about. So I met this gentleman, George Sanger, who was a musician, and he's like, this video streaming thing's gonna be hot, and I like to invent things, you like to invent things. Let's do a live video stream called Fat Man and Circuit Girl. Which, oh, you actually saw Fat Man and Circuit Girl? So I started streaming on the weekends with friends, where we would build projects, and then we'd stream live on Sundays, and we started getting hundreds and thousands of people logging into Ustream to watch us. somewhere along the line, YouTube came along. I'm like, well, I might as well just start dumping this stuff onto YouTube, and I started doing that. And it surprisingly, it took off. It was quite popular, lots of engagement, which was super fun. I enjoyed that, and the thesis of my channel changed from the Fat Man and Circuit Girl weekly show to more of whatever Jerry feels like experimenting with. And so the composition of my channel is anything from burning Furbies with thermite to I wasn't a ham radio operator until a couple years ago, but I was doing radio stuff, some pirate stuff. I was smart enough not to put the actual videos where I was transmitting on YouTube, because I already knew how the ham radio operators would respond to that. But recently I got my ham license, and so now there's more ham stuff showing up on my channel. So, my call sign is CI60K, and I'm mostly legal most of the time. Honest sometimes. So, here, let me pass it down.
Thanks, Jerry. Well, I also look to K7AGE as my inspiration. I'm Dave Kassler, KE0OG, and my channel is youtube.com/Dave Kassler, DAVECASLER. No spaces, no T's, and only one S. The way I got into this was kind of by accident. I was putting a few videos up on YouTube about my motorcycling, and I found that if I went through southwestern Colorado, where it's absolutely beautiful, and I got these lovely videos, I might even get 80 views. And so that was fine. I was just doing it to share with my mother and a few other people. Then I was asked to teach a technician class. I've done a lot of teaching in ham radio since I've been in ham radio. Been a VE for many years, and I thought I'd teach this class. Well, I had moved to southwestern Colorado, and there just really aren't very many people out in western Colorado. It's pretty sparsely populated. So I taught the class in Montrose and had 4 students, 2 of whom stayed with it long enough to get their license. And so I was scratching my head, how can I reach other people in the valley there and help them become hams? And I thought, well, we'll use the league's manual, the license manual from the ARRL, okay? But that book can be self-study or it can be seen in the class. I thought, I'll do something halfway in between. I will do a little short video introduction to each section of the book. Each chapter has 5 or 6 sections. I'll do just a little short introduction to each section, and then people in the valley here don't have to come in to Montrose all the time for these classes. Well, I got almost 0 response from people in western Colorado. It was like, oh yeah, fine. But I started getting interesting emails. They were from people all over the United States saying, we love your videos, keep them up. And I'm going, oh yeah, I guess you can watch YouTube from anywhere in the world. And so I did. I kept going, and when I got done with the novice, I did a series of videos on the general class manual, and then it took quite a while, but I did a series of videos on the extra class manual. So if you go to my ke0og.net/training for tech, /general for general, /extra for extra, and you get the list of the videos. There's like 40 videos in the extra series. And I have just finished, as of about last week, updating the general videos to the 2019 book. And the extra videos are going to have to be updated later this year, and the tech videos are all current, so I've updated everything up there. So most of my channel was training, but after I finished the general videos about 8 years ago, I said, you know, I polled my viewers and said, well, what should I do next? And somebody says, why don't you create something called Ask Dave? And I said, okay, fine. Well, lots of hams have lots of questions, and so I started doing answers to these. I started out by doing a video on antenna tuners, another one on grounding, another one on, you know, everything under the sun. Well, I'm into the 240s now on those videos. Just the Ask Dave videos. I've got over 500 videos total. How many have seen my channel? It's called, okay, quite a few people. How many of you are subscribers? You know you're called Augies, right? When you're a subscriber to OG, you're an Augie. So thank you for being Augies. I appreciate that very much. YouTube has funny metrics on what channels they support. And one of the consistent metrics seems to be the growth rate, the channel growth rate for subscribers. And so I get about 2/3 to 3/4 of my views based on YouTube recommendations. And fortunately, people stay around and do it. So the big announcement I've got today is that I have for sale, if for some reason you live someplace like Quartzfest where you don't have good internet, to watch the training videos, I've got them on little thumb drives. And they're free, of course, on YouTube, but I have to charge for the thumb drive. I've got the thumb drive for Tech and Extra. I thought I might sell 5 of them. I've sold well over 100. And the generals are going to be available as soon as I get home, because I've got all the videos now. And so that's my big announcement. I've got those thumb drives for Tech, General, and Extra. So the point of my channel is to be somewhat educational, kind of fun. I want people, when they finish watching one of my videos, to not only be having learned something, but be excited about it and want to get on ham radio. And one of the reasons I really enjoy coming to events like this is to meet people. So if you see me and you're an Augie or a future Augie, there's only 2 kinds of people, Augies and future Augies. Please stop me and say hello. Introduce yourself. Tell me about your ham radio experience. I want to know. Now, I also started about a year ago a Saturday live stream. I can't do it every Saturday. I couldn't do it from here. There are a few people like Randy who have secret internet access. I don't. I don't get anywhere with mine here. But I do a Saturday live stream. It's at 1900 UTC. Okay, and if you subscribe to my channel, you should get a notification. That's noon Mountain Time on Standard Time. It switches to 1 o'clock Mountain Time on Daylight Time. Of course, in Arizona, it never changes because Arizona never changes. So I get probably, I think I've had as many as 170 people in real time, and then another 2,000 or 3,000 come in and view the live stream afterwards. So if you have a ham radio question, send it to hamradioanswers@gmail.com. Hamradioanswers, plural, all one word, @gmail.com. That will come to me and I'll answer it or address it or say I don't know on the live stream on Saturdays. So I love my channel. I really love Augies, and I'd like to meet every one of you. So let's do that. And I'm going to turn this back over. Here you go.
All right, so there you go. That's who we are. Now, I figured, like I said, the best thing that we could do here would be to do questions and answers and give you guys a chance to ask us questions or anything you'd like to talk to us about. So, does anybody have a question starting off? Back there. Repeat each of our channels again? Certainly. Mine, you can just search for my call sign and you'll find it, KB9RLW.
Go into YouTube search bar and type in K6. It's the first thing that comes up. Now, K6 UDA radio on